Hey everyone! Have you ever heard of someone going from a small village to ruling one of the most powerful empires in history? That's exactly what happened to a man named Justin. He was born in a tiny village called Bidiriana, sometime in the 450s AD. Life wasn't easy for him growing up. He didn't have fancy schools or rich parents. He grew up doing hard work just to survive, but he always dreamed of doing something bigger with his life. Like many young men back then, he left his village and moved to the big city of Constantinople, hoping for a better future. In Constantinople, Justin joined the army. He didn't have money or education, but he was strong, brave, and determined. Because of his great skills as a soldier, he was picked to be part of the executors, the emperor's special guards. This was a huge honor. He fought in important battles and impressed many powerful people. Little by little, Justin moved up in rank. Eventually, he became the leader of the executors, which made him very important. He was even given a spot in the Senate, which meant he could help make big decisions for the empire. Then came a big moment in his life. The emperor at the time, Anastasius, died without naming someone to take his place. That caused a lot of arguments. Everyone had their own idea about who should be the next emperor. There were fights, disagreements, and lots of drama. But in the end, Justin was chosen as a safe choice. He became emperor in 518 AD. Even though he didn't speak much Greek and couldn't read or write well, he was smart enough to get help. His nephew, Justinian, became his top advisor. Many people believed that Justinian was actually making many of the big decisions while Justin wore the crown. One of the first things Justin did was remove anyone who might be a threat to his rule. He was also very serious about religion. At that time, the empire was divided between different Christian groups. Justin believed in the Chalcedonian version of Christianity, which helped fix a long-time fight between the Eastern and Western churches. Most of Justin's time as emperor was peaceful, but he still made some big changes. In 525, he changed a law that said powerful men couldn't marry women from poor families. That change allowed Justinian to marry Theodora, a woman who came from a very simple background. Theodora later became one of the most famous empresses in Byzantine history. But the peace didn't last forever. In Italy, the Ostrogoth king Theodoric started to think that the Byzantines were planning against him. He became paranoid and even had a smart philosopher named Boethius killed. Luckily, Theodoric died in 526, and things became calmer. But at the same time, the Persian Empire started attacking again, which began a new war called the Iberian War. In 527, Justin got very sick. To keep things stable, he made Justinian co-emperor. A few months later, Justin passed away, and Justinian became the only emperor. Justinian had big dreams. He wanted to bring back the power of the old Roman Empire. He kept fighting the war with Persia, but later made peace in 532 by paying a huge amount of gold. After that, he focused on winning back lost land in the west. He sent his best general Belisarius to North Africa to fight the Vandals. Belisarius led the army, won a huge battle, and captured Carthage, the capital of the Vandals. Then Belisarius went to Italy. The Ostrogoths were arguing with each other, so it was a good time to attack. Belisarius landed in Sicily in 535, and didn't face much resistance. Then he moved to mainland Italy. The city of Naples fought hard, but after a long and difficult siege, Belisarius won. The Ostrogoth king was removed and replaced by another, who tried to take back Rome. But Belisarius had already prepared the city's defenses. Another city, Ariminum, was also under siege. The people there were running out of food and supplies. A general named Narses was sent to help. He used his skills and army to break the siege. But Narses and Belisarius didn't get along. They had arguments, and soon Narses was sent back home. After that, Belisarius used a clever trick. He pretended he wanted to become emperor of the West. The Goths believed him and let him into the city of Ravenna. Once inside, he took over the city and captured the Ostrogoth king. But Justinian wasn't done yet. He sent Belisarius to fight the Persians again. While Belisarius was away, the Goths took back most of Italy. When the war with Persia settled down, Belisarius returned and took back Italy again. He also captured part of Spain. After nearly 20 years of fighting, the Byzantine Empire became larger than it had been in a very long time. All these wars cost a lot of money. The empire's bank was almost empty. When Justinian died, his nephew Justin II became emperor. But things got even harder. Justin II stopped paying a group called the Avars, who then attacked. While the Byzantine army was busy fighting the Persians, another group called the Lombards invaded Italy and took over a lot of land. Justin II had a hard time ruling. He became sick, had mental health problems, and finally died. Next came Tiberius II in 574. He tried hard to fix the empire. He won some battles and protected some important cities like Ravenna. But there were still many problems. The Slavs started moving into Greece, and the Avars captured an important city called Sirmium. Tiberius got sick. Some people believe he was poisoned and died. Then came Maurice. He started as a secretary and worked his way up to become a general. He helped end the Persian War by supporting a prince named Khosrau II, who became king. After that, Maurice turned his attention to the Balkans. He drove out the Slavs and made the Danube River the strong frontier of the empire again, like it was in ancient Roman times. Even though Maurice won many battles, he wasn't very popular. The empire still had money problems, and Maurice had to lower the pay of his soldiers. The soldiers were angry. In 602, they rebelled against him and made a man named Phocas the new emperor. So that's the story of the Justinian Dynasty. It started with a poor village boy who rose to become emperor. Under his family, the empire reached amazing heights, fighting big wars, making peace deals, building cities, and growing bigger than ever. But in the end, the weight of war, money troubles, and unhappy soldiers brought it all down.